welcome to the show, guys. If you're here already, that's awesome. Thank you very much for coming to the show. Let's talk about this. All right, let me just quickly. Right. So we want to look at the charts today, and this is more like a warning towards the traders, because despite me telling all the people on my channel and all my private groups and private conversations I've had with many people who are actually traders, they've still gone ahead and traded and got wrecked. And I want to show you why I'm constantly warning people not to trade, right? Because listen, trading is obviously for experienced people, but more than that, you have to actually observe everything on the trading before you go forward with it, right? So here we can see this particular coin 360 chart, which looks awesome, right? Oh, BTC is doing fantastic, Ethereum's doing fantastic. We can see that they're all green. Great, lovely visual. But sometimes what we don't see is what the facts are, and for the facts we zoom in and we see, okay, everything else is red, these two are pumping, which is actually pumping, right? So we go here and we just tap this and see, oh, okay, so BTC is not pumping. Do you know what I mean? Everything else is pumping, but BTC is not pumping. So that's something we have to observe. And also I need to observe why the chat is not working. So give me a second. Let me just quickly see if I can bring the chat back again. Give me a second. Let me see. Should be all right. Hello, Dr. O. How you doing, bro? You all right? Yeah, sorry. I'm not sure what happened, why the chat just vanished. But anyway, so we're here. And this is what you're seeing. This is the fact, right? So you can see that in this, BTC is not even kind of showing. It's probably there somewhere, but very small. So we can see the biggest volume money is going into Ethereum, right? We can see this. And this is the kind of stuff you need to always observe. Like, the market, the big boys, the traders, they don't just go by looking at a chart and saying, wow, look, BTC is green today. Oh, this is awesome. No, that's not how it works, right? For example, even if they were to look at a daily, they're not going to just observe this and say, okay, seems okay. Hey, Bubble, how you doing, bro? Nice to see you on the show. Guys, just smash that like button. Let's get this, spread the message and let the YouTube algorithm know that we're live and we're kicking. And if you're new to the channel, guys, welcome, and hit the subscribe button. You're not going to get any BS on this channel, trust me. You're just going to get pure facts. So this is what we got, right? So some people, obviously, some traders, day traders, will use the 4-hourly charts and say, okay, everything is looking awesome. So far, everything is looking awesome for us, right? Which is okay, like visually, that's what a normal person would look at. When you look at Ethereum, you say, wow, look, Ethereum is all green, everything is pumping. Happy days, right? Or blue in my case, but the point is, it's still green, right? Everyone's happy. And this is where the warnings come in. And since yesterday, I've been warning everybody. I said, guys, just be careful, because the market doesn't look right. Okay, even though we did pump, it's great. I mean, we've definitely invalidated the bearish sentiment, and we're definitely bullish. We've had a golden cross, but everybody knows we've had a golden cross. That's a problem, right? The whole world knows we've had a golden cross. So, you got to understand, what are the whales going to do right now because we've had a golden cross? Well, I'll show you what the whales will do. So whales will come along, and this is update. This is already refreshed. They will come and offload as many BTC as they can, and you can see they've put in one single day 3,126 BTC. They've put this into the exchange to sell. They've moved it back into the exchange to sell these. This is an addition to the exchange. But what you see on the other side is Ethereum left 129,000 Ethereum left. And this confirms that's why Ethereum is bullish. And this also confirms why BTC is not pumping as hard. What we also need to see is when we see things like this, we need to see BTC also moving out. Now, the other metric I showed you yesterday on the short live stream I did, right? I showed you how this kind of a mountain of open orders are showing up, right? So far, BTC seems pretty healthy. Seems like this is coming down. That's fine, right? But when you go into Ethereum, have a look at this. I'm doing this live. What you'll notice is how bullish Ethereum is. Let it load up. You understand what I'm trying to say, right? So sometimes you got to understand, Ethereum is leaving exchanges, but BTC is entering exchanges. and this is physical. This is not fee burn or anything like this. Well, here right now it seems to be bad, right? So Ethereum is also suffering a little bit as well. So also we can see this, right? So again, this is the kind of an indicator that says the physical Ethereum. This has got nothing to do with fee burn or anything like this. When we're looking at other metrics, for example, when we're looking at let's have a look. This metric here, we can see BTC leaving, which is fine. This is the total number of BTC leaving exchanges. Like exchange reserve has come down, which is absolutely fine. We definitely know exchange reserves are down. We can see Ethereum also leaving as well, right? All exchanges leaving. So we can see these metrics, which is absolutely fine by us, right? But the fact is on the other metric, when you look at this, this could also be talking about how Ethereum fees are being burnt and everything. So this is not 100% accurate. However, when you look at this, this is 100% more accurate, well, more accurate than the other one, telling us that we have 129,000 Ethereum left the exchange. This is the money leaving the exchanges, and this is the money sitting in the exchanges. I mean, to the point we can even probably go and see exactly how many Ethereum or BTC and which exchange. We can see all of these things, right? For example, we can check, I believe, let's have a look. No, I believe it's this. I believe if you click this, exchange flows. I think this is it. Let me click it and see if it brings it up. It will show you. Hey KR, how you doing, brother? How you doing? You okay? Let me just double check. It's a bit slow, but let me just check if it brings it up. Yes, it does. So here we can see which exchanges the BTC has been added onto. So you can see we've had just 2, which is not bad, but Binance had 1,000 Bitcoin added onto it. You see what I mean? 1,000 Bitcoin added onto it. We can see we've had Huobi 1,400 BTC added onto it. So here you can see the actual data on which exchange what's entered, right? So also with Ethereum, you can see which exchange most of the Ethereum left from, right? So when we're looking at this, we can see 147,000 actually left. However, there are some that came back in. So you can see some came in, FTX and this and that. So there are, you know, trades happening up and down, in and out. But overall, we get this summary of the total, the change total. And we can see now BTC slightly leaving, and we can see Ethereum still pretty much kind of, some of them are coming back in, but that's what's going on. But just a kind of rough idea for you to understand how to observe the market and see it for what it is, right? So yes, everything looks all solid, but under the hood, something else is happening, and this is what we need to catch basically. So I hope this kind of made sense. Kind of, you know, I know it's kind of crazy. So here I was looking earlier on, and it was a mountain here, and this was down here somewhere, but now you can see it's moved up, which is fine. That means we can see the positions changing, right? Also, I was looking at another thing as well. I was looking at liquidations, and this is pretty awesome to see, right, where not much liquidation has been happening. Of course, I mean, a few million here and there, but that's because greed is something that will never go away. You know, mankind and their greed will never go away. So when we're looking at 12 hours, we can see very minimal liquidations, which is fine. It's pretty balanced. When we're looking at the 4 hourly, we can always see, very, very balanced, pretty much the same time scale. When we're looking at the hourly, we can see there's been a few shorts liquidated, but ultimately the market is still pretty solid. So ultimately everything's looking awesome. I'm not seeing any kind of a big spike apart from some of the shorts getting wrecked. Again, people are either over bullish or people are either over pessimistic, like, you know, over bearish, right? And this is what's getting them wrecked. It's greed, because they know if they can short 1 BTC on a 10x leverage, they can make another 1 BTC. When they basically long the market, they know they can make another 1 BTC. So this kind of stuff does get you wrecked, but ultimately, you're going to lose more than you're going to win. This is the thing I wanted to explain basically. Now let's move into the markets today and have a quick look at the markets, right, and see what the market is doing. So the market currently holding at 2.19, almost $2.2 trillion, which is absolutely awesome to see. However, the concerning part is the volume. If you remember, a few days ago, we were hovering at the 2.3 trillion, 2.03 trillion, sorry, and we was almost about $160 billion in volume. That's alive and kicking. This market has been dead for the last 2-3 days. The only action we've been seeing is the big boys moving, and some of the small ones were actually kind of battered a little bit. So we know the money has moved out of some of these coins that pumped recently. Some of those coins that did a 10%, 15%, 20% pump. We know they moved out of this and they're starting to come back into these coins here. They're going to pump. What's next? They're going to move out of this and come back into these coins. So we're going to have this filtration where it's going to move from one coin to the other and then move back. So I hope this all kind of makes sense what's going on. Now let's move over to other coins. So BTC, obviously we're here. Let's have a look at BTC. Let's bring up some of the drawings and let's see exactly what's going on. So BTC, what we noticed yesterday as well, and we mentioned this, right, that guys, yes, BTC is definitely bullish on the daily, definitely bullish on the daily. However, if you go to the slightly shorter time frames, you'll notice something. So for example, on the hourly it's bullish, but I'll show it this way. On the hourly, stochastic RSI is saying trading signal, definitely a great buy zone, get in, absolutely fine. This is we wouldn't take account of it on an hourly because things can change. So also, I mean, it is kind of showing a little bit of a bearish divergence, but absolutely this can flip. This is not an issue. On the shorter time frames, if we look at the 4 hourly, what we're seeing is we are bearish. We were overbought. We need to come down. So we can see that we were overbought since yesterday. We need to come down, and this is exactly what's happening right now. So this is going to come down, up to this level and then shoot back up again. So we've got to kind of observe this. On the daily, we see this bullish sentiment here, which is awesome. So it's a good trading signal. However, on the daily, we're saying just be a little bit cautious. Now, I want to move over to the weekly because that's where the key is. On the weekly, what you notice is whenever we do this, we've never ever so if you look here, we've never just reversed in the middle. If you look carefully, we've never reversed in the middle. I think this was the only exception back in 2019 where we did kind of reverse in the middle. So what I'm trying to say is when we're in this black space, to keep an eye on this, right? When we're in this black space, it's very rare that we actually reverse momentum in the black space. So if you look, this is the entire history, and there was another time in 2014 when we did it. So in 2014, you can see we did do we were in the black zone. However, even then, this is not because we did enter the purple zone here or the blue zone, whichever one you call it, right? We entered the levels before we flipped back up again. So only time I can see that we've had a flip, right, in the black zones, or even this one is actually touched, so we can't accept this. The only one we can accept, and we can't accept any. So we've never done it. Think about it. All of this is actually touched. The blue line has actually touched, so we can't accept it. So this is the first time. So we haven't, and the blue line is here right now. So we could see a reversal, but we're going to wait for the red line to catch up before we do this. So ultimately on the weekly, it is slightly bearish. That's what I'm trying to say to you. So understand this. So when we have this kind of a little bit of a bullish and bearish divergence forming, you need to understand that, okay, daily is very bullish. We've had the golden cross. The whole world knows about it. The media is going to hype it up now. What you call these? The social media is going to, explode. Guys, we've had all of this. All the channels are going to talk about it. Everyone's going to be bullish, bullish, bullish. But they're going to be looking at short term. We want to be looking at slightly longer term. So that brings us back to these daily time frames and says why, right? We need to have an answer. So the answer is this area here. This is a critical level for us right now, all right? Very, very critical level. You can see here, this is an absolute critical level for us. So where we are right now, if you look at the weekly, it will make more sense, right? See on the weekly where we are right now, we had this dump and we've managed to recover, and still remember for this week we still have, I believe, 4 or 5 days remaining. Let me have a look. With Thursday today, so we've got Friday, Saturday, Sunday, so we've got 3 full days, 3.5 days remaining for us to close this candle. We need to push this candle above this red in order to make this all bullish, in order to change this weekly where is it, this weekly sentiment here, change it and reverse it all the way back up. You see what I mean? So for us to flip this, we need to do a massive pump, and the pump we need from at this present moment, if we do a calculation, we can actually see it. Actually, let me get rid of all of this because we don't need it for now. what we need, so we are here right now, we need a pump, and what we need to invalidate this is 10% more. If we can get 10% more volume coming into this, and 10% more literally means approximately, let's have a look where we are right now. So we're at 900 billion, so we just need around $900 million. All right, so we need approximately $900 million, I believe so, in order for us to pump this up. So it's a long way away, guys. Look at the volume, right? You see what I'm trying to say here? So you got to really understand exactly what's going on, where there's an imbalance right now, right? And ultimately, I see a massive imbalance here. I see everything looking super awesome on the daily, which is fine. But on the weekly, we are not super awesome because we came down. Also, let me get rid of this and let me just show you something else. Actually, no. Bring that back. And let me just get rid of this for a second. Also, I don't need this because I want to show you where we are on the weekly. I'm going to bring this in, and we're going to bring the HMA. Right, I'm going to bring both of them and activate this as well, because on the weekly we're in this critical level. I've mentioned this before as well, that look, this yellow line, whatever we do, for us to be totally bullish, we need to cross this yellow line, and so far this yellow line is on top of this red candle. So please do understand, stay calm, stay cautious. There's no point jumping into the hype boat. If one was to ask me, is it a good opportunity to buy? It's a great opportunity to buy anytime if you're holding for 5 years, and this is no financial advice. However, is it a good opportunity to trade? No, you are going to get wrecked. You're going to get wrecked because we still have a potential to come down to this 50-week moving average. So you will get wrecked. We do have a potential to come back down to this 37,000, and this line changes every week, remember. So we have a potential to come down to 37, and also we will find massive resistance around this $52,000 level. So you have to understand that these are critical zones where we are. And so far, if you look at this, for example, in a complete different perspective, if you look at it in this perspective, right, and I'll show you what I mean. We've entered this channel, and this is not good. We're bouncing on the channel, that's fine. This is not good. A channel, sideways channel, could go up or down, so there's no certainty where it's going to go. Do you know what I mean? And ultimately there's a bigger channel, which is from this two lines, this 50 week and this 104 week. So 104 weeks and 50 weeks here. We've entered this channel, so we have to get above this channel in order for the market to continue. If it doesn't, none of this matters. And so I've talked about how, remember when we had the death cross, I said, guys, it's a late indicator. Whatever's about to happen has already happened. So by the time you know about it, it's already too late. So with this golden cross, we've had it according to the data, which is fantastic. We're all super excited, and you'll have a lot of people talking about how the and I'll show you this. My God, why don't I just show you this? Let me switch this off, and let me switch this off. I want you to keep calm and understand what you're about to see here. This indicator is awesome. It shows you exactly where the death crosses are and exactly where the golden crosses are. Right, so I don't have to really go and do any maths for you. I've just done it already. I want to show you how death cross and golden crosses work. So we've had a death cross here, fine. We confirmed death cross, we came down. We had a golden cross here, absolutely fine, right? We've had a death cross here, absolutely fine. We've had a golden cross here, absolutely fine. But that was a failed golden cross. You see what I mean? This is a failed golden cross, and this is in 2014. You can see this was a failed golden cross. So while everybody was hyping, oh my God, we've got a golden cross, it was a failed golden cross, and everyone else that jumped in later got wrecked. This is a death cross. As you can see, this is how it failed. Fine, it didn't last that long, right? We've got this one here, again, super bullish, but then we had, it didn't take that long for us to come back down here. So for example, this one happened in July. You can see July 2015 and then September 2015. So a few months later, it failed. Of course, it pumped a little bit, but it failed. Then we had another one. Great. This was a successful one. And you can see how successful golden crosses last, right? Successful ones can last for a very long time. Failed ones, No, and we do have them. So that's why I want you to stay calm and understand. Look, guys, we do have failed golden crosses, and a failed golden cross, is part of the indicator, right? So you can't take something as an absolute, right? You can see this is a successful death cross, which is fine, right? Here, for example, this is a failing death cross, which then gave us a successful golden cross, and we pumped, right? Here you can see death cross, golden cross, death cross, golden cross, and this is the 2020. So we've moved over to 2020 now. And what I'm trying to say is, if you look at this, how close they are, we can have a failed golden cross. That's what I'm trying to explain to everybody here. So please understand, keep calm, and ignore the noise. You'll have so many people talking about, oh, we've seen it 5 times, we've seen it 6 times, we've seen it 8 times. Well, here I'm not even working it out for you. I'm just letting the maths do the work for you. And the indicators just said to me, this is the death crosses, all of them, every one of them on a daily. You can see, right? So this is the entire history, and we've had this. So these are facts in the chart, and the facts in the charts show us that whenever we've had these death crosses on a very close range, especially the close range ones, they are the most volatile. A death cross and a golden cross near the short time frames or closer are actually more volatile. They do fail, right? And you can see history says that every single time. You see, they do fail. Whenever they're too close, they do fail. So please do understand, right? It's not a simple thing. Like, people talk about how, oh, it's so bullish. Yes, it's bullish, but only the ones that last for a long time. And again, by the time you've come here, you've already suffered all of this. You panicking, you have no idea. So the market just does its thing, and then everyone's like talking about, oh, look, we had a golden cross then. Remember, I told you so. No, golden cross is fine, but that you didn't tell me that's going to pump. You couldn't judge whether it's going to pump here, even though we had a failed one. You could have said, oh, the market's going to go to the moon. It didn't go to the moon. We had a failed rally, right? So be real, understand what's going on. Let's look at the facts for what they are. And this is what the facts are telling me, that all of this is great news, fantastic news. It's something to celebrate, go and have a pizza on. But that doesn't change the fact that the market could still be bearish. That does not change the fact that the market could still do a nice little flip and screw everybody over. It doesn't change that fact. So I hope you kind of all understand what we're talking about here, and I hope that makes all total sense to you. Okay, and I'll bring back the weekly just to show you what I mean, right? Another thing. So you know how the Bitcoin logarithmic chart, we know all of these are fib lines, and this is the middle center of the fib line, 50% mark of the fib line. And also, I'm not sure if the chat is working, so I'm going to double check, reload the chat. Give me a second. See if anyone's asking anything. Let's have a look. All right, good. So we can see this is the middle line, right? This is the middle line, middle line where we've fallen behind, right? So we've fallen below this, and currently we're bouncing on another fib line here. You can see this fib line here, which is, I think it's the, so hold on, 10, 20, 30, 40%. So this is the 40% Fibonacci line that we're actually kind of bouncing on. We need to hold this, and so far we've tested it twice. Overall, ultimately, over time, we're definitely going to go there, but it looks more like we are going to come and test out these the 50-week, maybe. I mean, it just looks like, I hope we don't. I want to be wrong. Honestly, I just want to be wrong. But remember, here I wasn't wrong. I told you that, guys. It's not easy. Whenever we do these massive moves down, we have these big dump liquidation situations. Coming up takes weeks. So here you can see it took us 1, 2, 3 attempts before we broke it. Here, for example, when we broke the HMA, well, this was a good one, actually. This is not that bad. But here, for example, when we broke the HMA again, right, it took us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks, but then we failed. You see what I mean? We failed here. We couldn't go above it. So just want everybody to stay calm and understand it for what it is. Like, look, yes, we calm down, but some of these can take weeks. Here, for example, there's a really good example here. This one here. Look how many weeks. 1, 2, 3, 4. We bounced around here for 4 weeks, and then on the 5th week we broke out. So please do understand that right now we are in early stages where we are. We could easily fail all of this. The death cross, the golden cross can, of course, bro, I'll check that out. No worries, bro. Dr. Dr. O, I'll check it out. No worries, bro. So what I'm trying to say is, this could all fail, right? The golden cross could fail, but you are being prepared, and I'm trying to prepare you all to understand that, expect everything to fail, then you are ready. Do you know what I mean? That's how you're going to be ready. So, that's what I'm expecting. Let's see what it does. And obviously, by the time people react, and if everything is good, should be quite awesome. And this is why I mentioned to someone yesterday, actually, I said, all of the, instead of trying to trade the market, if everybody spent those money just buying BTC on an exchange, they would have caused a supply squeeze. Right? So if we can cause a supply squeeze, then guess what? The OTC market traders, the crooks who are selling BTC off chain, and I'm talking about thousands of Bitcoin, thousands of Ethereum, thousands of altcoins, they would have no choice but to go to the exchange and buy. Also, the people who are trying to short the market, in order to not get liquidated, they also have to go to the market and buy physical Bitcoins. So we create this situation, which is a complete short squeeze, right? Which is a supply squeeze. So not only a supply. So when we add them together, it's going to be the biggest squeeze on the planet. And if we have a bigger squeeze on the planet, we should be able to see something basically just shoot like this. Do you know what I mean? That's what we will be able to see, because the demand is high, but there's no supply. So a lot of the manipulators and everything will lose control. But right now, we're playing in their hands, with our emotions and sentiment. So just wanted everybody to stay calm and understand exactly what's going on for what it is. Dr. O asked for HBAR. We didn't ask for it, but I'll put it in there anyway. We're going to get into this. Give me a second. Let's do... So this is bakery. I'm not even looking at it. It was a failed rally, so I'm not going to bother looking at that. Let's have a look at HBAR. HBAR. HBAR has some news breaking out, so I think that's one of the reasons why HBAR is just pumping, which is pretty awesome to see. They are announcing all sorts of other stuff, but as I said again, as long as you are comfortable as long as you have taken your initial investment out, it's fine. What goes up must come down, right? That's the rule we have. And also, if I do this on auto, this will bring everything into perspective properly, and we can see something here. And these are great fundamentals to look at. So number one fact we can see is this, right? So this was let me just do it differently. So this area here was the previous all-time high. We broke that. Fantastic. 1, 2, 3, loads of tests, happy days, right? But here's what I want you to see and observe and understand, that how patterns are actually working. So here's when we had this massive dump around May, brought the market down. Here's when we broke up, fine. Here's when we created our lovely little trend, right? You can see this trend here, and I'll zoom in for a little bit so you can see more. Right, so you can see all of this data that is showing here. So we did all of these things, which is absolutely awesome. So we came down, fine. We broke out, fine. We created a trend line, fine. But, and here's the problem, we went parabolic right now. This has gone parabolic right now, and parabolic is dangerous. So what goes up must come down. So ultimately, this can go further up. It's not a problem. It can keep on going up, but it will come down. Now what we want to see is it come down and support this line for it to stay bullish. Awesome, bro. That's exactly how you need to do. So that now for you, you're in 100% profit. So now you're a calm investor, you're a relaxed investor, you can sleep. If it goes to the moon, great, we all get a ticket. I'm sure I'm going to get a ticket, thank you. Make sure to send me one, and we're going to go to the moon. Happy days, you know what I mean? But that's the idea, because you're not losing your own money from your pocket. You're doing awesome. But that's what I'm saying, the faster they go, the harder they fall, right? So that's what it is. Because it's like gravity, velocity, you know what I mean? So that's what it is. And remember, HBAR is not one of those popular coins that everybody looks at, right? And I know HBAR's here. Give me a second, because HBAR's been creeping up, but remember, it's a pure institutional, centralized, controlled cryptocurrency. So if the institutions want to pump this, they can do this. So there's HBAR, and look at this. Today it's done another 2%. This week it's done 70%. Awesome. So everything is super good. market cap 4.9 billion dollars, almost 5 billion dollars. Volume is very good. You can see 789 million dollars volume. So there's a lot of interest coming into this, but it's a matter of time when the interest moves out. So that's what you need to understand. This is one of the reasons why you should always take your initial out as soon as you can, when you've made your target. Take some profit out, go and enjoy yourself, and then leave the rest, and happy days, you know. Then at least it doesn't hurt you. And that's how you can end up holding some of these shitcoins. Actually, talking about shitcoins, I'll tell you what I did yesterday. So yesterday, I've been very busy. So I was at work. I'm very busy. I'm kind of trying to take everything off Binance and move things around a little bit. And I realized that, you know, while I'm moving some of the altcoins on the ERC20 contract, and this was so stupid, right? I'm moving large quantities of Ethereum, and that's cheap. Very cheap. It was like, it cost me $12 to move 20 Ethereum from Binance. And I was like, wow, that's not bad. Then I wanted to move some Link, and Link is on ERC20 as well. But they wanted $30 for Link. I was like, huh? How does that work out? So I said, okay, fine, I'll give you some $30 and take my Link away. So I'm assuming, like, you know, all ERC20 is the same fee, but no, different ones have different fees. So I went to another one, I think it was Polkadot, and they're asking me for one Polkadot. I'm thinking, hold on, how did it get to that I one Polkadot, and it's an ERC20? And I was like, you want me to pay one Polkadot as a fee? Are you insane? So I saw this, and it was like crazy. So that's what I did was, I literally shifted everything. I sold everything. I shifted everything into, so I was checking the prices. You won't believe it. I was literally checking all the prices on some of these things, like, you know, what the fees are. Look, for example, this is how much they asked for, and this is what the fee was, right? It was just so silly. You can move any amount for that fee. And I was like, wow, okay, I can do this. So what I did was basically, I then done another batch, and I converted everything into Ethereum, shifted it over to where I need to, because my fees are cheap. And some of them in BTC as well. So even on BTC, I paid a very small fee. I think it was like $30 for a large amount, but I was really happy. So that's what I did, and I exited most of my positions, most of my coins. So it gave me a good idea, I mean a good opportunity, not an idea, to kind of consolidate all the coins, put them into one, move them away just in time for the Ethereum pump. So technically Ethereum has made me some money while all of this was happening, so I was quite happy with this. However, I did have options to use Algo, use Solana, use eGold, or even use what was the other one, BNB, right? So I could have used any one of those tokens because the fee was very cheap, even Matic, but I didn't like Matic. But the point is I could have used any one of those because the fees are cheaper. So I could have converted everything to one of those coins, then move that coin over. It is. XRP is even faster and cheaper. Absolutely. That's not the issue. It's not about XRP or anything like this. What I'm just trying to say is I don't hold XRP, so I'm not bothered. And the other coin that I'm moving into, in my perspective, is the coin I'm holding. So you see what I mean? So this is one of the reasons I chose coins that I'm going to be holding. So I'm getting rid of the shit coins, right? But I am holding those coins, so I might as well leave it there. I didn't take it to the exchange and reconvert it back to anything. No, it's still in the same coin that I moved. So that's what I'm saying. So I only moved it with my favorite coin. So if that makes any sense, because I'm going to be holding that. I'm going to be holding Ethereum, so I might as well keep it in Ethereum. If I'm going to be holding Solana, then I'm going to be holding it in Solana. Do you know what I mean? So that's what I chose to do, but I didn't do it. I just did it on Ethereum. It was just easier for me. And then the rest of them, I'm keeping them as they are because I've got enough. And again, most of the coins that I hold are offline anyway. Do you know what I mean? So they're not even online. They're not on an exchange. So I wasn't that fussed about all of this stuff. It was just a few change here and there, some staking and some earning and whatnot. So yeah, that's what I did. Got rid of everything. And now I've moved it over to 2 platforms so far. 3 if you want to call it 3. So what I did, I moved a lot of the Ethereum that I had on the exchange over to Nexo, number 1. Number 2, I moved some of them into BlockFi. All right, this is not financial advice. That's what I did. The only one I didn't move, and just be careful guys, read the terms and conditions, Celsius, I didn't move it there. I didn't like what they had on the terms and conditions. When you send your crypto to us, we own your crypto. I'm like, hold on, I'm not going to sign a contract saying I own your crypto. So Celsius I've never used. I just found them the other day, and I don't think the terms and conditions was in our favor. It's like if the company goes down, the company owns all of it, so they're not accepting any liability. I was like, screw you, I'm not going to put anything there. So be careful with Celsius. That's all I'm going to say. Read the terms and conditions, and obviously do your due diligence. But with the Nexo, I found, well, it was the highest insurance and everything. So that's what I did, move them around a little bit. I did move some over to KuCoin and just left it there, not doing any staking or anything like that yet. But during all of that, I was actually looking at my phone, and I realized I had 109 cryptocurrency applications, exchanges included, and wallets. And some of those wallets now actually allow you to do direct staking. So I was quite happy with that. I was like, okay, so some of those wallets, I can just hold it there. Of course, it's a online wallet, not too safe, but I can actually stake directly. So that was a peace of mind. I was like, okay, then in that case, I don't need to keep it in an exchange. I can just keep it on a wallet, which is decentralized. Happy days. So, and also Ledger cryptocurrency wallet does allow staking on some protocols, but it's a complex procedure. If you don't know what you're doing, you are going to lose all your money, so be careful what you do. I haven't done it, I've just seen it, I've checked it, but I've never done staking through the Ledger, because I don't want to give my access, my Ledger wallet access to anybody. I don't want anyone to know what it is. There is a Ledger wallet connected to YouTube. You might see in the description of all the videos, I have these 3 addresses, like if you want to send me something as a tip or something. But that's a single ledger, and that ledger does not connect to other ledgers or any of my network. So that's that. Now let's move over to, and I'm glad that you've taken your initial out, because that's the safest thing to do, is always take your initial out. Which one is this? Cake, if everything moves, then Cake is going to move. So I'm not that fussed about Cake, because I do hold quite a significant amount. Everyone knows about my Cake story, how I ended up buying Bakery accidentally because I wanted to buy Cake. But so far, this is what I'm seeing, and so far it looks very, very good. Even here, it looks very bullish. So this is probably going to have a nice little push. Let's see where it goes from there. So nothing too much there. Atom broke his previous all-time high, currently finding support. So if I take this off, so some of these are old charts, guys, very old charts. Let me just show you what I mean. So we got this area here, right? This is the body, and this is technically the all-time high, as you can see here, and we broke this, and we're currently finding support around these ranges. As long as we can hold this, we should be always awesome. You know, always XRP when I have to move my coins. Awesome, bro. That's exactly, you got to find the best one and stick to it. I don't mind XRP. So I mean, in the past I haven't moved any funds from it. I just moved the XRP, right? But now I don't hold any. So for me, if I'm not holding it, then I'm not really fussed about getting it and doing whatever I need to do with it. There are other options, like for example, I mentioned eGold and Solana. Their fees are very small as well, and it's a fixed fee. So you can use those coins to move things around as well. And it does help me. But ultimately, when I do just leave things lying around, I do like to put it onto a stable coin. It does help me a little bit more, because there's no fluctuation. With XRP, you don't know when they're going to dump. You know, if they pump, great, I make some money. But ultimately, within that minute, someone might dump or something might happen. I don't like the fluctuations. You know what I mean? So what we do need, and I'll be honest with you, we do need a stable currency that has basically almost zero fee. I think Terra Luna is doing something like this. So Terra USD, I think the fees are very, very low compared to most of them. And I hope we have a coin that has zero fees. That would be the best. Imagine a blockchain with no fees at all. That would be insane, but it would be a stable coin currency. You know, I would love to build it if we have some developers or something. I would love to build something like this, or work on it at least with a group of people, where we have a actual legit stable currency project that only produces USD whatever, but there's no fees, so people can move it in and out. You know what I mean? I think these projects like this will be awesome. People will definitely support them. Obviously it will be open source, and you're going to think about, how do we monetize? Trust me, there's loads of ways to monetize projects that are absolutely for free. You'll be surprised. Right, there are ways to monetize free things. Like for example, Google is 100% free, but you are the product for Google. You understand? So even Facebook, for example, you are the product. So the same way, you can build a stable currency, have it completely for free, transaction free, but you are the product. Do you know what I mean? So the customer would be the product. There's many ways, but I'm not talking about dodgy ways, but legit ways of doing things. Link is still looking awesome. I still say Link is another one that you just hold, just sit tight. I am observing 1 inch. I think 1 inch is going to make a move. So obviously it suffered a little bit. It was trying to move up. It was trying to creep up, but it kind of failed. But I think it's got a good chance. Let's have a look and see what it does. That would be kind of awesome. So I'm just going to keep on observing this, but it's got a long ways to go, guys. If you can see, the previous all-time high is at $7.87. It's a long way to go. I mean, we're like, what, 50% of that area, so we're nowhere near that area. DOT is doing its thing. So far, so good. I'm quite happy looking at DOT. And remember, I'm super bullish on DOT. This is one that I don't want to sell yet, to the point where I might not even sell it at all, for now at least. So I'm going to be holding for 5 years. DOT is doing awesome. All right, we do see this slight bearish divergence forming here, which is saying, look, guys, we were hot, we are coming down, so that's all fine. Ultimately, I think if this can break this previous all-time high, then yeah, we're off to the races, because DOT hasn't done anything this whole season. DOT has been dead, in my opinion, at least. You know, this is one that is an epic failure, right? It's an epic failure, because they launched, they done the upgrade, everything is awesome, but not a single news. I don't know if you guys heard anything, because I haven't. Not a single news came out from any company telling us that this wants to pump up. Do you know what I mean? So looking at all of this, this is just disgusting. Do you know what I mean? I don't even know what to say about this. So shame on you, but let's see what happens. I mean, I do know Charles Hoskinson. He you know, he's going to do whatever it takes to bring it back. So let's see what this does. And also you can see there's a little bit of a bearish form here. It is showing slightly bullish here. I think we've got to wait for this to come down. I think we're going to see something or some sort of a news pretty much along the line when this comes here. I'm just making a kind of a exaggerated prediction here. I think they're waiting for it to come down here, let the market settle, everybody calm down and forget about it, because there's so much noise out there right now. If you go to the news sites, for example, where is it? You'd see so much news, this news, that news, you know, so many. Like, for example, FCA reports 220% increase in inquiries relating crypto scams. Well, FCA is receiving reports from idiot people who pick up cold callers or respond to emails. Cryptocurrency projects don't email you, people. Don't you know? So if anybody's watching this and you're part of those people who, you know, sent out a report to FCA about the crypto scam, cryptos don't scam you. You get scammed by people. You get scammed because of your greed. Do you know what I mean? So cryptocurrencies don't have the arms, legs, or a mouth to talk to you or scam you. They don't scam you. You get wrecked because of your own hype. You get wrecked because someone's found you on some social media, contacted you, and start talking to you, right? And they kind of convince you to go and invest into something or give them your crypto. That's how you get wrecked. It's you who has no emotional control or discipline. That's how you get wrecked. So, you know, what's FCA got to do with that? You know what I mean? So, but this is again just bringing some FUD. You know what I mean? Ultimately, right? Here's another one. 100 million crypto fraudster receives a 7-year jail sentence. Apparently, he's a so I read the story. Self-proclaimed mathematical genius operated a scam thing, taking people's crypto. You know what I mean? Why are you giving him your crypto for? What's wrong with you? So that's what's going on. Binance CEO, I think he made a really good comment. One of the best news. He says we need a centralized entity. That what he's trying to say here is we need one entity for the whole world to regulate crypto, not some Tom, Dick and Harry in America, some Tom, Dick and Harry in USA, in UK, in Europe. We don't need the fragmentation that we have, because that's what's causing all the confusion and all the FUD and all the crazy stuff. We need one entity, like for example, WHO, we've got as the health organization, whatever. So similar like that, we need one crypto entity, committee, commission or whatever that decides everything. I think that would be a very awesome thing to see, because that way it will give us a clear picture that should we interact with centralized things, or should we not? So that's what I would love to see, something like this. He is talking about this. In fact, I believe he is live right now doing a live stream. I'm not sure where to find him, but I'll find him later anyway. Again, they're just connecting the dots. I don't think it has anything to do with this. What does Vitalik buttering have to do with Ethereum price moving up? People don't give a damn about Vitalik buttering. We'll see. You know what I mean? Just because he makes the top times 100 most influential people list, does that really say that now let's pump the coin? No, it doesn't. So this is one of those things. He's been on the paper many times, so there's nothing about this. El Salvador news, forget that. Right, anti-Bitcoin process escalates on El Salvador Independence Day. It's pretty stupid. I'm sure they'll all come to their senses when their wallet balances go up, because what happened was they received $30, market dumped, they had $25 in there, everyone lost their minds. Bro, it's free money, what's wrong with you? So now when they suddenly see their money is double the amount, I'm sure they'll change their mind. So I'm not really bothered about that. All right, yeah, misinformation, there's a lot of misinformation. Anyway, so many things going on, so news is always there, you know what I mean, ultimately. So yeah, let's have a look and see what that does. So I think there's going to be some news coming out, and then everyone's going to get shocked a little bit. So a lot of weak hands are being shaken out right now. AVAX hasn't stopped. You can see now it has finally today broken that previous all-time high. You can see it has finally broken it because it was struggling to get above it. It's been super bullish so far. And then, but if you look on the bottom, you can see that we're getting to that point where it's kind of overbought. We might see one more push. In my opinion, I would love to see one more push take us to this $86. If we can push to $86 and then probably come and bounce on this 1.27, right, or $70, I think AVAX has a good potential to even test the $100, $200. So that would be really awesome to see, because there is a lot of movement. Like, people are moving from Solana, then moving over to AVAX, and from AVAX they're going to move over to somewhere else. And the ecosystems are all getting a share of people's money. That's what's happening. eGold, I talked about how eGold was overhyped, too hot, and it's going to come down. So you can see over time it's saying it is going to come down. However, I did notice something, and this is quite funny. So also the weekly's been saying, look, it's too hot, but there's this very distinct pattern here. If you look carefully, I'll show you this. I don't know if I can even show you this. This is how insane this pattern is, right? So we're looking at this there. Yeah, you can see it now. Did you see what this did there? So this came down and then it flipped up again. So this is indicating that AVAX, even on a weekly, even though everything is saying it wants to come down, RSI is saying it wants to come down, AVAX doesn't want to come down. Do you know what I mean? So there is definitely volume and interest still in this. So this could easily last up here for a few more weeks, which gives it an opportunity to actually have another pump before it does the final dump. So looking at all of this, it was just awesome. I looked at it and I was like, okay, this is pretty good. So eGold, if I know Bubble loves his eGold. Bubble, this is the news for you, so you should be good with that one. Let me see what's going on in the chat again. Let's see what's going on. Right. Okay, so that's that. So everything's super awesome. Yeah, we are going to see a bounce. We might even come down all the way down to this line before we bounce up. So just be calm. Don't worry too much about it. Let it do its thing. What goes up must come down, right? That's the rule. Expect a pump after a dump. Expect a dump after a pump. Full stop, right? So this is a dump we expect, and then we're going to expect a pump. So that's that. I mean, with Ethereum, I'm not even going to look at it. It's pretty similar to, what was it? I was talking about Link. Have a look at this. Look at this area and look at Link. Pretty similar, right? Pretty similar. So I think Link is following Ethereum. But other than that, listen, this area here is a very crucial level. So it's not even the previous all-time high. It's this area here now. So we've got this 3,000... actually $4,000. So we've got this pretty little wick here, $4,000. This is what we need to change. This is the morale, the story, whatever you want to call it, the story we need to change, right? But ultimately what I am seeing is this here, and this kind of will make sense to you. Right, this area here, this is what I'm seeing, and that says slow and steady, which is good. right? Slow and steady going up is actually good. That means a few more days, guys, few more days. I wouldn't really rush into it and say, oh, this is going to happen. This could easily take another week or two before we actually come back here. So patience is the key. Soul. Soul, I don't know what the hell he's doing, but all I do know is a lot of money is going. But which is, I'm still quite happy to see one thing. So there has been a bit of a dump, but I am quite happy to see this one candle here, which was indecisive. So we did get a green candle here, as you can see here. The volume, everything was super awesome. And that was yesterday. We did close with a green, but then we ended up getting another lower low. So we've got to see what happens. Ultimately, back on the trend line. Let's see if this trend reverses today or tomorrow, because everything else is indicating, guys, you are too oversold. But we do have this bearish divergence forming here, which is actually the stochastic, the RSI, which is saying we could potentially come down even further. But remember, anything within this zone is a good zone, and we can easily reverse back up. What I am waiting for as a signal to tell me that we are ready to go up is when this blue line flips above the red and then comes back in again. This is when I'm going to go all in again. So this should be awesome. And it was a good bet that I didn't put my money into Solana to move it. I put it into Ethereum. So that was just a piece of luck for me. But yeah, other than that, guys, this is what it is. Just be careful what the market's doing, because, there's a lot of hype, there's a lot of noise, and we don't need any of them. Do you know what I mean? We don't need any noise, we don't need any hype, we don't need nothing. What we need is one single fact, two single facts. Let's do this. Two single facts. Number one fact, we don't want to go below 44,700. That's it. That's our new support. Number two fact, we want to go above this. So whatever we do in this middle range, we need to break above this and make sure not go below this. And we're fine. Do you know what I mean? As long as we can do this, we should be fine. So if there's anything else you want me to talk about, guys, let me know. If not, then I'm just going to call it quits. And I hope everybody found value from this. But please do understand, if you are considering trading, you need to start looking at other datas, other metrics as well. Just don't rely on your chart. It's not going to work. Don't rely on insider news or signal groups. There's no such thing as a signal group. Do you know what I mean? There are millions of people, so you can't just have one guy giving you a signal. And normally a signal groups, what they do is they will give you the information after they've already done their trade. So they will pump it. So you're going to pump them up. So if they're going to be shorting it and you're going to also short it, then you're giving them more, how would I say this? You're adding to their position technically, and you're making their position succeed, right? And when they're doing a long signal, for example, because a lot of people ask me, do you do signals? I'm like, no, I don't do signals. I'll give you TA, I'll give you a fact, but I'm not going to give you a signal. They're like, why not? We'll pay you. And I'm like, no, I don't do signals, because there is no such thing as a signal, because signals are for whoever's giving you those signals is for his own benefit. There are groups who will give you token names. Again, it's for their own benefit. So you have to understand, and there are large groups like this actually, signal groups or whatever, and you see them scams. Like, come on, when you go to the channel, you see the comments. I'm fed up. There's so many. Oh, this man on Telegram, that man on scams. I just leave him alone. I can't be bothered. I've deleted them, reported them so many times. Alchemy Pay is awesome, bro. Alchemy Pay is so let's read about it. Hold on, I'll show you. Alchemy Pay, I have talked about it. Alright, this one here, I have talked about it, and I talked about it because it was on Coinbase. Remember I told you, look, Coinbase is interested in Alchemy Pay. So when we have something like this, they are interested, so we know that they were interested in this. Even this, remember I talked about it. So if we have something that they are interested, then we also need to jump on this and make sure we just hold some. Right, that's all we have to do, just hold some. So if you look at this, you can see, where is it? Alchemy Pay. I know it's here somewhere. Give me a second. Here, look, Alchemy Pay, right? So if they are interested in Alchemy Pay, and they are, this is Coinbase custody, and they have some in the custody, then you should know that this has a good future, or at least a good pump. Maybe future or not, that's a different story. But you can see whenever Coinbase jumps into something, the market jumps. So where we are today, like, so for example, this would be, let me get the whole thing. So if you look at this price, 0.2, we pumped all the way to 15 cents. So we were at 2 cents, we pumped to 15 cents. This could possibly be the Coinbase news or people who know about it on Coinbase. And currently we're sitting at this middle zone here, which is the 8 cents, technically about 50% from the market high. I'll jump onto the charts and have a look at this. But this has good potential. Also, one of the best thing about Alchemy is like, it's a payment gateway solution. They actually want to be the new PayPal. They want to be the new Stripe. That's what they want to do, but with crypto. And for example, there's another company called AMP. I don't know if you know about AMP. I've talked about it before. So this is AMP. I'll show you AMP. Now, this is a competitor to AMP, in my opinion, right? So if you go all, you can see this is a competitor to AMP. This is AMP token, also available on Coinbase, and it launched a little bit earlier than the Alchemy Pay. So Alchemy Pay hasn't launched yet, but AMP is doing the exact same thing. They are also a payment, AMP is described as the new digital collateral token offering instant verifiable assurance for any kind of value transfer using AMP. So again, these are payment platforms, and I think ACH, Alchemy Pay, actually has a great potential compared to even AMP. So I would definitely, hold some Alchemy Pay just for the sake of it. But only invest what you can afford to lose, remember. But ultimately, if it does become a payment standard, I could see people switching from Ethereum, or switching from, switching from PayPal or something like this, because we need a crypto solution similar to PayPal. You see, that's what I'm trying to say here. So let me not confuse you guys. What we need is a crypto solution that can incorporate crypto payments into anybody's application or software or a website. So if we have this technology, we can then accept fiat currency for our businesses. So any businesses, we can accept fiat currency or any crypto that people want to do. And I think that's the future. That's what some of these guys are working on. Do you know what I mean? AMP already allows it, but what I don't like about AMP is the settlement is in fiat. So they receive crypto from the customer, but when they settle for the merchant, it's usually in fiat. So I'm not happy about this. I would love to see, and I have emailed them as well. I said, guys, change it. Most merchants who are going to be accepting crypto want to receive the crypto. And the same story applies for Alchemy Pay as well. But there's a lot more. It's fresh, it's new, it's been around for some time, but it's actually fresh. If you look here, 2021, you see how fresh this is? Fresh, right? Sorry, not this, my bad. Here, look, right, 2020 November, right? This is fresh coin. So, it's worth holding some. That's all I'm going to say. Maybe a few $100, just hold it and see what happens. And then we can look into the model and everything and see exactly what it does. But so far, everything seems to be okay. I quite like this. And the market cap, even like right now, 274 million is nothing. The fully diluted under $1 billion is nothing. Do you know what I mean? So far, everything looks awesome. 10 billion tokens, nothing. Trust me, for a payment system, 10 billion tokens is nothing. And if you look at this circulating supply, it's ridiculous, right? So that's, this is nothing. So have a look at this. That's what I'm going to say. Have a look at this. I think it has a really, really good potential. We've had 61,000 transfers. We've got 8,000 holders, which is awesome. A few holders have dropped. You can see a few people have left. But most people are just buying pennies. And look, I'm not even joking. Look, Coinbase. Look who's buying, right? Oh, sorry, where they're buying from. So a lot of people are buying here from Coinbase, for example. And you can see, right? Sometimes you can see them going back into. So here, for example, someone took it from the contract and put it into Huobi, right? You can see this MCX, for example, Huobi. So this is going to kick off at some point. Do you know what I mean? It's just sitting there. It's a very how would I say this? It's a sleeping giant. But as I said, it's a competitor. So sorry, 1 second. Let me go back. I want to see what position is. 255. So it's on position 255. It's not even noticed by people. People don't even know about it. It's a hidden gem, right? So when you look at 255, we've got to go to page 300, I believe. Let me check this. Yeah, page 3. So we got to go to page 3 to find this, right? And some of these page 2, page 3, page 4, they are actually what do you call this? like DeFi chain I've talked about. These are hidden gems, So let's see what it does. But yeah, I mean, I'm very bullish on it. I'll be honest with you. So all I can say, no financial advice. Very, very bullish. Here's Mbox. I talked about it with a few other people, and I said how someone owes me, and you can see we had a lovely little pump today. So I'll probably be taking some off the table today. Actually, I'm looking at this, and I'm actually in profit, so I might take some off the table. Because what I did was around I forgot how much it was, but it was 5 something. I picked up some more, so I think I can take that out now and take some profit with that, which is going to give me approximately 20%. You see, so me picking out $5 something, making $6 and thing gives me almost 20% compared to everybody else. Do you know what I mean? So I might take some out from this. This is a good one, Illuvium, but I wouldn't buy it because it's a gaming one, and I think it's overpriced, so I'm not going to bother touching that one. But yeah, I mean, as you can see, look, a lot of these projects are just sitting on the, just sitting down here on these page 200, 300. I do sometimes talk about them, and I can talk about it on another one, but right now I don't think the time would be here forever. But keep an eye on it. Also, Tribe, for example. This is one that's launched on Coinbase already, I didn't really check what they do. I hope they're not some bollocks, because Coinbase is bringing some sort of other stuff in there as well. Let's have a look. Oh, fee money. That's it. Fee money. Okay, so it's governed by Tribe, a stable currency called Fay. So it's similar to what they're trying to create, like, how we have the DAO, right? Or what's it called? DAI. So Maker DAI, for example. So Maker is the governance total, DAI is the stable currency. That's what they're trying to create. Question is, and of course they're with these companies, which is good. Yeah, I mean, all of this is good. I'm not really, you can see Coinbase is an investor, definitely Fay Labs team. Yeah, I'll have a little more look at this. Definitely have a little bit more look at this. What I need to see is what blockchain it's running on. That will be very, very interesting to see. So let me just go back here and have a look at this. It's on Ethereum. Shame, because Ethereum fees are too high. That's what I'm saying. Somebody needs to get out there and create a blockchain or something, some sort of a stable currency where there's little to no fees. Do you know what I mean? And trust me, there are monetization models out there, and that needs to be created. And if we can, then I know that stable currency will pump. And obviously it will be backed 100% dollar to dollar, so 1-to-1 ratio. But there is monetization things there. Trust me, you can make a lot of money out of these projects. Like you can do loans and all sorts of other stuff. And trust me, there's money involved, right? So that's what we need. We need something that people can just go, move, do whatever they want from anywhere in the world, and it doesn't cost anything, so that would be really interesting to do, get a whole bunch of developers together and build something like that. But yeah, other than that, guys, I hope this was informative. Bubble, I hope you got your answer. Thank you very much, Dr. O, for coming to the show as well. KR, thank you very much for coming to the show. I can see there's another person there, but I'm not sure. They haven't said anything, but that's not a problem. I hope this was all informative, and I hope you understand exactly what's going on. Right now, remember, obviously, the other thing I always warn, guys, it's where we are on the market, right? So the market cycle is a key to you, where we are right now. So right now, technically, whatever you buy now, be prepared to hold. That's all I'm going to say, right? And if it pumps, then take your initial investment out. It's a great area to buy, that's for sure. If you're a long-term holder, or you're going to be holding for at least a year or two, this is not a bad deal. This is a good area. Remember, anywhere below the blue line is a good buy. All right, obviously, whatever price, like it's a little bit high, but anywhere within here is a good buy, because once we pop over, that's when you're in profit. And this kind of applies to all the alts as well. As long as we are hovering around here and we're not down here somewhere, all the altcoins have an opportunity to take over the dominance. Let's talk about dominance. Give me a second. Let me switch this off for dominance. Right, this dominance here. So we have an opportunity to take over this dominance. You see what I mean? So that's a key for us. We need to understand that, when BTC goes kind of stable, dominance will take over. And so far, I want to see this dominance come down even more if I want my stable coins, or sorry, my cryptocurrencies, altcoins to pump. I need this to come down. You know, and so far it's a little bit high, which is a bit risky. We don't want to see this pop shoot already, because if this shoots, that means it's the end of altcoins. That means every single altcoin you own is going to the floor, right? So that's what I'm trying to say. Remember, this is very important to understand. When this dominance flips back up there, it means every one of your altcoins has failed. Very simple maths, right? There's no ifs and buts about it. That's when all your altcoins are gone and we're back into a bear market. If we come back to even this zone here, for example, for this 49 level, your altcoins are wrecked, full stop. And if we come back to these previous highs of 70 and 80, we're in an official bear market, for a prolonged bear market. Understand this. So this is very important to understand, guys. We need BTC dominance to come down if you want your alts to make money. So other than that, like, share, subscribe, smash that like button. If you're new to the channel, please hit that subscribe. It does really help. That's all I ask for. Join the Discord. We have a channel link on the top for Discord. Join Discord. You can actually communicate with me after the show as well. Ask me any questions. If I'm there, obviously I'll talk about it. If I'm not, just bear with me. I'll come back and I'll see the chat and I'll say something, because I'm always doing something. I'm always busy. But other than that, I hope all your answers all your questions were answered, and I'll probably drop a short one, maybe today, tomorrow, or something. I don't know. But I'll see you in another one tomorrow for sure. Definitely another live stream coming tomorrow. And yeah, other than that, adios, my amigos. It's been an absolute pleasure having you all here. Thank you very much for coming to the show.